What's up, it's Jan back at it again with another nerdy bookish video. This is going to be my spoiler-filled dedicated reading vlog for our full moon book club pick for the month of July, which is Sky Daddy by Kate Folk. Alright, so I barely got any sleep. I couldn't sleep till midnight, and then I woke up at 3 because I was so uncomfortable, and then I was cold, and then the AC shut off. I just could not fall back asleep. So I got up at like 4:20 and I started reading and editing. I got to page 20 in Sky Daddy. I'm already having a blast, y'all. It's so funny. We follow Linda, who is the one who's obsessed with planes, like in love, like attracted, like calls them handsome type shit. And she has a coworker named Karina. Oh, that's my cue to leave. Karina, which is my manager's name, so I can't unsee it. It starts off right off the bat. She goes, "I believe this was my destiny for a plane to recognize me as his soulmate mid-flight and overcome with passion relinquish his grip on the sky, hurtling us to earth in a carnage that would meld our souls for eternity." It's just so melodramatic at so many points. I laughed when she called crashed planes strewn in post-coital debris. Karina is seeing this guy Anthony, who reminds me of Dylan from Modern Family because he has like his little novelty t-shirt business. So I thought that was funny because I love Modern Family. But yeah, she just like looks at plane photos all the time and she like lists them out. She's like, a beefy Boeing pivoting on his slender ankles. An old friend. I'd accompanied N78823 to Salt Lake City a few months ago and found him to be a playful lover, teasing me with a round of turbulence as we descended into SLC. I did hear about that, how like turbulence is like a big thing for her, and it gave her her first orgasm when she was 13 on the way to Chicago. But she was with her parents. That's wild. And her mom was like holding her hand to comfort her because she thought she was like freaking out about the turbulence. And then she started crying because it didn't crash, and her dad thought it was tears of relief, but she was like, they were tears of disappointment. And then she also wishes to marry a pilot so she can get closer to planes. She doesn't give a fuck about the pilot. She was just like, I hoped I'd be caressed by fingers that had recently touched the most intimate parts of a plane. It's good writing. It's just hilarious. She's so set on dying on an airplane. She's like, I avoided forming deep connections with other people. I knew my fate could manifest upon any flight, and I didn't want to burden additional loved ones with grief. But she goes on a flight every Friday just to like nearby cities, so she increases her chance of dying in an airplane, which is wild to me, especially with all the plane crashes going on. This is bold. And I'm going on a plane next week to go see Gabby in Washington. So this is kind of fitting, but also maybe not the best choice at the moment. I'm on chapter 2. The chapters are longer than I prefer, but that's okay. It's a fun time. The font is huge. Oh, she also has this like shard of plane that she paid $40 for on eBay, and she like sticks it in her mouth while she's looking at plane photos. It's just so ridiculous. It's funny, but I don't know if it's gonna be 5 stars. Like, I'm not getting that 5-star feeling. Usually I love weird books like this, but I like weird horror, not weird comedic, but this could very much be a 4. But we'll see. Who knows? Maybe the ending will be my cup of tea, because I know that's what makes or breaks it for people with this one. I hope you enjoy this vlog. I'm gonna go to work now. It's technically my Friday because tomorrow we are going to get my Dracula tattoo, so that will be in this vlog. We're gonna go to Indiana. We might see Sid from Sid Bookworm if we have time and our schedules align. Shall see. I'm gonna go to work now and hopefully survive. I just need coffee. I'm gonna get some butter pecan frozen coffee from Dunkin' because shit's fire. My stomach is also on fire. It's July 1st. I'm so excited for a new month. June didn't drag. If anything, June went a little bit too fast. I was just not having a good reading month, and therefore everything else was affected. But my birthday's in 5 days and Summerween is in 4 days, and I'm just excited for all the things this month. Okay, enjoy this vlog. I'll give you more reading updates later. Hey y'all. It's technically my Friday, but it's only Tuesday, which is amazing to say. I still have to pack. To be fair, I'm only gonna be packing for one night. Guess what? I did physical activity tonight, y'all. I ran a mile. My chest is still suffering, but I ran a mile in like 90-ish degree weather. That sucked. I wanted to give up at 0.8 miles, but I did it. And then we had ice cream, but whatever. Okay. And then I got packages. I'm gonna show all the books in a birthday book haul, but just in case I forget about the coloring books, because they're going to be in a whole different spot in my apartment, I want to show them as I get them. So I forgot to mention I got Comfy Days from Sam. These are all patrons, by the way, because they're amazing. And I already colored one last night for the first time. Sometimes when I don't want to do like a challenge or anything, I choose a page that like reflects my day or my night. And I did a sink full of dishes last night, so that's what I did. Thank you, Sam, for this. This is so cute. Gabby got me two things, but the coloring book that she got me was the Pumpkin Spice Cafe coloring book, and it's so autumnal. It's not like as simple as the other ones, like, you know, these are thinner lines, but they are so autumnal, and there's quotes from the book. And the Pumpkin Spice Cafe was my second favorite one of the series so far. I know a lot of people despise this book, but I like it. All these pictures are so autumnal, and it makes me miss fall. I kind of don't even want to color this because everything is so pretty. Hopefully I do them justice. I don't know how I'm gonna do it because there are words. I'm gonna have to just sacrifice the words, but look. They're like farm situations. But yeah, and then just today I got Cozy Woodland Nooks from Melita. She said there's another one coming tomorrow. I don't know if that means also a coloring book or something else, but thank you to all of you for these coloring books. This one is so cute. There's a bat. I don't know why there's only one bat, but there are a bunch of frogs and mushrooms, but there's one bat. Look how cute. This is adorable. I love this cover. I have coloring books galore. I literally had to take the rest off of my wish list, but I appreciate the ones that disappeared from my wish list because those are the ones like I actually were gonna buy for myself eventually. Like I said, I'll have a birthday book haul with all the novels that I got as well, but I have that in a pile, and then these are where all my other coloring books are. Anyway, Sky Daddy. I am 58 pages in. I'm at the part where she just joined pilotdate.com or whatever the app is, and she's trying to find a husband. Oh, they did the whole vision board thing with Karina and the other women. She was trying to cover up the fact that she is obsessed with planes, so she was like playing it cool. She's like, oh yeah, these planes are just because I want to travel more. They were taking it way too seriously because Karina or one of them was like, next time maybe put like your destinations that you want to travel to and have very specific goals so your vision is clear or whatever. And it's like, calm the fuck down. It's an art project. Leave her alone. I was telling our Discord that I have a feeling I'm gonna want this to be shorter. Did I say this already? I think I did. I feel like this could be a novella. I've seen a lot of Goodreads reviews where they say it gets repetitive, and I can already see that, and I'm not even 100 pages in yet, so I'm kind of nervous, but I will proceed and finish this. I hate that the chapters are long, but whatever. Now that I think about it, it makes sense that she would be better at shorter form writing because her debut was a short story collection. It's called Out There, which I do own thanks to fellow vamp Tiffany. But I know Tiffany loves this, I know Megan loves this, so I'm gonna give it a fair shot. I want to at least read 100 pages of this. I listened to a little bit of the Book of the Most Precious Substance. I almost forgot the point of this vlog. I forgot this is spoilery. Just so you know, everything else that I read in this vlog will not have spoilers. The only thing I spoil in these vlogs are my book club picks, just to be clear. But yeah, I listened to a little bit more of the Book of the Most Precious Substance, which I wasn't really into. I don't know. I gotta pack and figure out which book I'll be reading. Joey just told me, well, he didn't tell me, but I guessed that he got me a Kobo for my birthday. I'm so excited because, okay, so just the other day, I bought 2 new Kindle clear cases with these prints on them from small businesses, and then 2 pop sockets from small businesses. Because I was like, okay, maybe if I like fully refresh my Kindle, it'll feel like brand new and I can convince myself that I don't want a Kobo anymore. And then today I came home and he was like, so I caved and I got you something. And I was like, oh, okay, I thought you were gonna get me a bookshelf. And then he was like, oh, I forgot, but I got you this instead. I paid extra for it to come in time for your trip, like to Washington. And I was like, oh, did you get me a Kobo? And then he was like, no. And I was like, okay, good. And he's like, why? I was like, because I don't want one anymore. And I didn't want to look disappointed. So I was trying to like make him not feel bad for not getting me a Kobo because he lied so well about it. And then it backfired because then he got pissed that I guessed right away. And it was a whole thing. He was like, why would you fuck with me like that? And I was like, I didn't want to sound disappointed. So it was funny. I just know him too well. But yeah, I'm so excited. It's gonna be a transition for sure. And I probably still will use my Kindle for the books that I have on there. I also have a couple books on my 2025 TBR that are on Kindle Unlimited, so I have to read those before I cancel. Maybe I'll just have both. People have multiple e-readers, okay? It's fine. And technically I got my first Kindle for free because my mom signed up for a credit card way back when on Black Friday. She got like a $200 credit and it made my Kindle free. And then I had to replace it when it got stolen from Joey's car last year. Why am I justifying? Y'all don't care. Okay, bye. Hello. Sorry for the shitty lighting. We are about to leave for Indiana to get my tattoo. We'll be back tomorrow. I had such a bad scare this morning because my phone turned off and would not turn back on. Yeah, it was just dead. But like it wouldn't charge because my little cube has 2 of these things and for some reason it only works if I put it on this port, but not that one, and then that's just a USB port. I was very upset for no reason. Not even 100 pages into Sky Daddy, I am at the part where she's on the date with that shitty dude who's pretending to be a pilot supposedly and made her pay for the drinks at the cafe, so that's annoying. But I'm gonna have a lot of reading time because the drive there is about 4 hours, less than that, and then I'm gonna read on my Kindle while getting tattooed if I don't feel too weird. My tattoo artist and I actually have conversation, but I started Forget Me Not by Stacey Willingham. It's an arc. Like I said, nothing else will be spoilery in this vlog besides Sky Daddy. The writing is good so far. I loved A Flicker in the Dark and All the Dangerous Things. I haven't read Only If You're Lucky yet. Forget Me Not, I don't even know what it's about. There's a car on the cover. I'm assuming there's a car crash. People are missing, probably. I don't know. I just like her writing. I also brought this indie fantasy romance, A Fate of Onyx and Ivory. The second one just came out yesterday and the covers are just gorgeous. That'll be my backup book. Hopefully I finish Sky Daddy before tomorrow. I doubt it. I'm only bringing this SD card, so this is gonna be more than a dedicated vlog. So I lied in the intro, probably. But okay, I'll see you in the car. I want Taco Bell so bad.
Shitty car, but we hit the road. Doesn't matter where we go, and destination unknown. I don't care where the motor stops, cause when I want it, then I want it, yeah, I want it, oh, I want it.
Hello, it's me and this ominous lamp. We are still in Indiana. Here's my tattoo. Here you go. Let's do a little close-up of Daddy Drac. There he is. Apparently his name's, what was his name? Bela Lugosi? Something like that. The way I didn't even know his name. I just have this angry man. My tattoo artist was like, you should tell people that he's your grandpa. And then I told the Discord and they were like, Granddaddy Drac. Anyway, so that was a fun 4 hours. Did I read on my Kindle at all? No, not during it, but beforehand there was another client that came in, snuck their way in and was like having a whole like 15-minute discussion, so I was reading for that. But other than that, do I know what's happening in Forget Me Not? Not really. But I am 130 pages into Sky Daddy. The first 2 days of July I have not read 100 pages. What the fuck is my personality anymore? I don't even know. But we're 130 pages in, we're 10 chapters in. I just need something else to happen. There's a lot of repetition of just the way she's talking and these vision board sessions. We get it. And I'm already in part 2 and nothing has changed. Did I tell you that she masturbated with that piece of plane? Did I tell the vlog that though? I know I told you. But yeah, they just had their second quarter of vision boards and one girl got pregnant and they were all happy for her, and then Karina was talking about how they're not all her friends, she's friends with one, she doesn't really like them and all this shit, whatever. Petty female drama. I don't have many updates. Did I say that? I feel like I told Joey but not you. So she went on a flight and she was next to a couple and she had the window seat and she had the piece of plane, the $40 plane that she bought on eBay that I told y'all about. She put it in her underwear and then as they were preparing for takeoff and like, you know, it was getting all shaky and stuff, she inserted it into herself and then she just came silently next to this couple. Like, how shameless. Isn't that wild? First of all, that doesn't sound sanitary. I don't know, man. Oh, Simon, the dude that she went on a date with, they stayed friends. He admitted that he photoshopped his head to some dude's body with abs and that he's not a pilot. And then he got hired at her company. She works at this company called Acuity. She's like a virtual moderator type shit. Anyway, she came to the office one day and apparently someone took a shit on this other girl, Tara. Is her name Tara? I don't know. Tara's keyboard. Someone literally took a shit. So Tara was like, I'm out. Can't do this anymore. This is stupid. Not worth it. And then Simon comes in and applies. So they work together now. So we'll see where that ends up. Seems like a decently wholesome guy. Not wholesome because she paid for his drinks. And he's 23. He's just working odd jobs and shit, but maybe he'll get his shit together now that he has a full-time job at this company. Maybe they'll actually get together. Maybe she'll realize that she actually likes Simon and she doesn't need a plane. Maybe she and Simon will die on a plane together. Ooh, I have so many theories. Because apparently the ending is a hit or miss for people. Some people are quite disappointed, and that's what makes or breaks a good rating for them. And then some people are obsessed with the ending. We'll see where I stand. That's really what's keeping me going here. And the fact that I DNF'd last month's Full Moon Book Club, so I'm not DNFing this one. I'm not hating it. The writing's good. Ow. It's just repetitive, and I think that's all I got. Sorry for the crappy audio. I don't have my microphone, but we're about to go to Books A Million, and then we're about to go to this horror themed cafe called Black House Cafe, recommended by fellow vamp Tammy, who just joined the lair yesterday, and then she DM'd me and was like, hey, you're an indie, try this place. And then I hit up Sid from Sid Bookworm, and she said the coffee's really good there. We were gonna meet up, but then she got called into work, so sad, but we're still going to the horror themed cafe, and then we're gonna go home. And hopefully on the way home, I finish Sky Daddy, so I don't have to look at it again and bring it into my 24-hour readathon tomorrow. I want to start my 24-hour readathon, and I don't want to have 2 vlogs going. We're trying to not be stressed on my birthday month.
I want a taste of the good life. Hit me with it right now, minute. Cause when I want it, then I want it. Yeah, I want it, oh, I want it. Let's go. And I won't look back, yeah. I don't care about the past.
Yeah.
Inspo.
First when we're way out here, oh,
The inspo.
Singing Dracula.
just addicted to the way you take the pain away. Nothing matters when we're way out here,
I got the iced Carmela latte, and he got a Camp Crystal Lake, because of course he did.
Of course I did. Crystal Lake, you know.
Gotta represent.
Gotta represent.
King. And it's salted caramel, which is my favorite. Good?
Holy fuck.
Ooh, can I try?
Try that. It's iced mocha with
Toasted marshmallow cold foam.
graham cracker.
Goddamn.
That's good.
Hi, we're back home. Whoa, let's not look at my messy. Okay. Hi, we just got home. I'm gonna have unboxings galore because I have many parcels waiting for me, but the ones that were not in the package room, I just opened. I got some Kindle/Kobo charms because Joey got me a Kobo, and I'm about to unbox it here right now. But yeah, I got some charms and the sticker that says on my way to buy more books. I got my Twisted Retreat box that came with this tote, bookends, Annabelle inspired bookends, this cool car diffuser thing, book that sounds really good and Black Mirror-esque, this hot plate inspired by Seed by Anya Alborn, and this like perfume roller that actually smells really fucking good. And then I got this from Depop. I haven't ordered, I don't know if I've ever ordered from Depop, but I got this Chucky sweater because I actually have wanted this for a while from Spirit Halloween, but couldn't justify it without watching the movie first, and I finally watched the movie recently. And then from Books A Million, I got this tote bag that's like a Marc Jacobs inspired one. I thought it was funny. And then I got a $10 crew neck that's Winnie the Pooh. I actually only got one book, and it's pretty much for Joey, but I'm gonna reread it. All the Sinners Bleed. It was only $5.97. I freaking love Books A Million. I already read that. I gave it 5 stars. And then my favorite thing is this Princess Diaries themed cup. I didn't need another cup, but I've never seen anything Princess Diary themed in the wild, so I needed that. I did. Now to unbox my Kobo. Oh wait, no, actually, before that, I read over 100 pages in the car. Everybody clap. I have less than 100 pages left. We are in part 3, chapter 19. There's a lot that happened. Okay, so our main character, Linda. Oh my god, at one point, this person said, "Listen, Linda," and I was like, no fucking way.
They had to be intentional.
Yeah, right? She and Dave, who's the CEO of her company, ended up going on trips together. She like guided his hand to finger her on the plane while there's someone in the row with them. That happened twice. One was a couple that was next to them, and then one was just one guy, and he was just sleeping through the sexual shit going on right next to him. And then she's like, yo, I'm just using you, because he was like, oh my god, so much happened. He was like, we should do this again. Let's go to dinner instead though, because if people at work find out, going on flights is kind of weird. So then she's like, okay. And then she and Karina started hanging out again. Karina's partner, Anthony, the one who reminds me of Dylan from Modern Family because he sells t-shirts, he was like, hey Linda, I heard you love flying, like you should coach Karina and help her get over her phobia so we can go to Hawaii for our honeymoon. So she started giving her lessons, whatever, and showing her like simulations and telling her everything's gonna be fine, talking her through flights and whatever. They go on a flight together. As they were on the plane, Linda was convinced that this was the one. This was the plane that was gonna marry her. She was like, listen to Karina, this plane's gonna marry me. I'm obsessed. It goes deeper than just obsession. You need to get off this plane if you don't want to die with me. Flying is perfectly safe, just not with me, because I'm good at manifesting shit, as you can tell from my vision board where I manifested my idol. She like came across her idol, Guillerme something. She also manifested Dave being in her life because she put Dave on the vision board as like a representation of her accelerating. No, what's that called when you go up in a company? Whatever, getting promoted. She like success, like accelerating.
Well, promoted.
Well, I know, but excelling, whatever, and getting a raise or whatever. But then instead of that, she literally got Dave in her life. So she told Karina that Dave is Stuart. Karina was like calling him a loser and shit, and they were hanging out. She was giving Karina lessons, and then Dave shows up and he's like, I was just looking for the nearest sushi place, wanted to know your recommendations. And then Karina was obviously like, what is going on? Why is he here? Obviously he was waiting for you. And then so she had to tell her the truth with everything. Now she finally broke up with Dave, but then they eventually started talking again, and he was like, I'm on antidepressants and I couldn't get it up for a while. And then she was like, but you had a boner on the plane with me. He was like, yeah, that's why I felt so fucking alive. That's why I wanted to see you again, because it felt like I was a person again. And then she's like, maybe we could just use each other. I could use you for like human connection, and you could use me for fulfilling your sexual desires, whatever. So they're laying together at this point and trying to have sex, but it's not working. So that's where I'm at. I feel the same about it. Like, I'm so sick of reading about airplanes. I never want to read an airplane book again. Between this and Atmosphere, except Atmosphere was rockets, but still shit in the sky, you know? I need a break. Once I'm in it and locked in, I have been reading pretty fast, so I feel like these last less than 100 pages are gonna fly. No pun intended. Again, depending on how it ends, not sure what my rating is just yet, but it's made me laugh a few times. The writing's not bad, as I said, and I don't know, the characters are just like meh, and she's kind of getting annoying now, so it could be a 3, could be a 4. I think those are my only 2 options for this book. But okay, let's go to the Kobo! Okay. Oh! That was satisfying. I already bought 2 cases from a small business, and they're like cutesy spooky. They were only $17 each. Cutesy spooky Kobo cases. I'm so excited. So this is the Kobo Libra color, and I don't have the stylus, but I feel like I'm gonna want it, so I'm gonna buy it myself eventually.
Yeah, I did.
I do want it.
Well, I asked
Sid
because she was the only one that I knew that had it, and she said
Tiffany has one.
I don't know. I just knew Sid had one. She said she doesn't use a stylus and that I should just.
I almost just dropped it.
Please don't. Wow. That looks smaller than the Kindle, but like wider.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be bigger. Okay.
That's what you said about me.
Stop. Okay, we're gonna do this. Everybody, shh. Orgasmic. Power button is back here. Hello? Exciting. Okay, so maybe my Kindle holders will fit. Okay. English. Let's get started. First thing we need to do is connect to your network. You don't need to see this.
Are people really gonna sit here and watch this?
Nope. I have more packages, more gifts in the package room, so we're gonna go get those. But that's so exciting. We, as in you and I, because you said that I'm not gonna be able to carry it all. Oh, perfect. I love that it's USB-C because I just bought charms that are USB-C. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I love this box. 10 out of 10 packaging, Kobo. I'm screaming! Can you focus on this amazing mug? It says engaged as fuck. Thank you, Alexis, for both these books. Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Nat. And Melita once again. Incredible. I'll read the notes on my birthday haul. Sorry, Joey is watching his favorite person on earth.
Luke.
Not me, on YouTube.
Hey, listen, Luke. You had 3 years with me, and now Luke has my attention briefly. Briefly. He's not even making any new videos.
Alright, we are 278 pages in, and they just keep mentioning Chicago. It's not what I mean about repetitive. Repetitive is all the plain shit, and that she just keeps going on flights, getting off on it, and then going back on a flight, making all these mistakes. She and Dave just got caught being handsy with each other, and this woman was most likely recording, so I don't know where that's gonna go. Also, Simon, you know, all my theories with Simon's just like out of the picture now. I don't know what his purpose was. I don't know, her first date, and it wasn't a pilot like she thought. I kind of liked him, so I hope he comes around. He was kind of a douche, but Dave is a bigger douche. But yeah, they just got caught, and I was like, no fucking way. Oh shit. But yeah, the Chicago thing, so her trip with her parents to Chicago, that flight, was the first time she realized that she has this sexual attraction to planes. Her dad loves planes also, and boats. She always got mad and distanced herself every time he talked about planes after that Chicago trip, because she was like, this is weird, talking to my dad about something that I'm sexually attracted to. But yeah, it's just like, of all places, Chicago, really. And it was just because her dad had a conference there. Whatever, 270 pages in. I'm listening to this Dark Academia piano thing. I'm gonna sit here and finish this, but I think I want to start my 24-hour readathon vlog, the intro, not the actual timer and reading itself, just so I get excited. Like, I pick my first book on my TBR and I get excited enough to finish this book quicker, if that makes sense. Jan logic, you know? Okay, I'm gonna do that. And I'll talk to y'all probably when I finish this book, because I have 70-ish pages left, give or take. Hopefully I'm done within the next hour or so. It's only 8:40. Beautiful. Hi, I'm in this hoodie because the AC's on. Let's move.
Hello.
Hello. I had to wear this hoodie because the AC is blasting in my face and I was getting eepy, but I did it! Everybody clap! Yay, I did it. Okay, this is one of those books where you finish it and it's not a solid rating in your head. I just sat here and like zoned out a little bit, disassociated, and figured out my rating. And I've come to the conclusion that it's gonna be like a solid to high 3. Here's why. Well, this is just me personally. Joey said he hates that.
Me personally? Like, who else?
Because it's a personal rating, because objectively I think it's a good book.
Just say personally.
And I think people who really love female friendships and just the concept of friendship in general, and people who get really affected by those stories and impacted by those stories, I think you'd really like this. I understand what it's trying to do. I understand. Hold on, wait, this is spoilery. I could say exactly what fucking happened. Alright, so Linda was like, peace out, I'm quitting my job, I'm moving out of my apartment, I'm done, I'm just gonna, you know, go after my soulmate and ride this plane until it kills me. Literally that's what she did. She spent $6,000 and rode this airplane, the one that N29893 or whatever the fuck, the one she rode to Chicago with her parents, rode this airplane 22 times. She's like, oh my god, he's really not the one, he's not choosing me to marry him. She was like, I wonder if he's angry with me because of all the lovers I had while he was out of commission, because apparently this plane was in storage for a while, and finally she was like, oh my god, I recognize this plane. And so that's when she quit her job and everything and demanded $5,000 because Dave outed himself essentially and protected Linda, because the video got out, the video that woman took of her jerking him off in the plane and the blanket going away and like him being exposed and then her features showing. Simon came back, so I was like, okay, maybe some of my theories were true. No, Simon came back to show her the video because he replaced that Tara girl and he was moderating porn content. So he was like, hey, I flagged this, but I'm not gonna tell anyone, but I want to make Dave think that I'm gonna tell people so that I can get money out of him, because he's rich and I don't want to affect you, so I'm not gonna tell people, but I want him to be convinced that I will. Does that make sense? So eventually Dave actually goes to Krista, I think she's the HR lady, I don't know, or the boss, like the boss. Essentially he resigns and he's like, yeah, I did this to Linda, like I forced her to do this, she is not to blame whatsoever. So then Krista calls her into the office. She's like, I'm so sorry for Dave's behavior, I want to offer you a $1 raise and 2 weeks free on this therapy platform app thing we have. And she's like, that's it? Fuck no, give me $5,000, I'm quitting now, and give me my last paycheck. Okay, thank you. So then she gets it, she goes on the plane rides. No one can get a hold of her. She's eating trash because she's like, I'm just gonna die in this terminal. I'm just gonna die at O'Hare. She's at O'Hare Airport because of course she fucking is. Eating people's trash because she's just like giving up on life. And then, bum ba da dum, Karina comes in and she flies by herself to find Linda because Simon FaceTimed Linda and he's apparently super good at the internet, so he tracked her down and Karina was like, okay, I'm going. And you know, she's the one with the phobia, and it was like a whole moment. Oh my god, you flew here all the way for me? And she was like, yeah, there was a little bit of turbulence, but of course I was gonna do it for you. You're my only friend. Everyone else sucks. Enter human connection metaphor, okay? Because that's when Linda was all,
this is all I wanted. I told Karina the truth and she still accepts me for who I am and she still wants to be my friend. Like, unbelievable.
and then Karina was like, how about you go shower, stop eating trash, let's go to the hotel that I got, and we'll fly back home tomorrow, if you're ready. And then Linda was ready, and she's like, are you sure you want to fly with me? Karina was like, yeah, for better or worse, you're my friend, basically. So then it fucking ends with them sitting in their seat in the airplane, and Linda has that same feeling when they first flew together, and she was like, this is the time. It's a new plane, it's like A230 or whatever the fuck. She's like, this is the time, this one's choosing me, I can feel it in my bones, in my soul, like I'm gonna die and I'm taking Karina with me, but I gotta tell her. So she's like, Karina, listen. And Karina was like, shh, don't say anything, I know. And they like held hands, and bam, the book ends. The fuck? I mean, okay, it's up for interpretation, but like, come on. Really? You're gonna build up all that shit for that? I mean, okay, in a way, that's kind of brilliant, but in another way, it's unsatisfying. I kind of wanted a literal crash. Or, you know what I wanted? I wanted it to be ironic as fuck, and like, she gets killed at the airport. She gets shot or something at the airport when she's trying to get on the airplane to die. She dies at the airport. Or, cause like, okay, last minute before they boarded, Karina got checked, the random check or whatever, and she was like, that's odd, like that's never happened before. And Linda was like, why didn't they check me? Because like I'm the one who looks a little suspicious because I just went on 22 fucking flights in a row. So Karina was like, that was fucking bullshit. And so I thought Karina had a gun or something. If Karina ended up shooting Linda, can you imagine? Can you fucking imagine? Or like if Linda hopped off the plane and then Karina went on the plane to go home and Linda was like, I'm just gonna stay here, and Karina just went on the plane alone, and then that was the plane that crashed. Dude, that would have been so much better. I just thought of like 5 different ways that this could have ended better and could have been a 4 or 5 star. But instead, it's this ambiguous ass holding hands moment, and Karina closed her eyes and told Linda to shut the fuck up, and that's it. I'm pissed. I'm pissed. 3 stars. Yeah. Yep. Now that thank you for talking that out with me, because that just solidified my 3 star. Because if my BB brain can come up with better endings, how badass would that have been?
It would have been cool.
Right? If Karina, oh my god. That would have been so much better. Damn. Someone write a fan fiction. Anyway, that's that. I did it. I completed my main task for the day. I'm so happy. And now it's time to sleep because it's 11:20 and I want to get up at 5. I'm so fucking happy that I finished this book. You know, pat on the back, gold star, give me a cookie. High five, bitch. Oh, I'm so happy. Okay, well, first book of July. Wah, wah. Drooping rose emoji.
I fucking hate that.
Let me know what you thought. Let me know if my ending would have been better, or if you love this ending. Let me know. Chat in the comments. Thank you for reading this with me if you did this month. If you made it to the end of this video, obviously the only correct emoji is an airplane emoji. See, this is literally making me like not even want to go on an airplane next week, but whatever. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you had a 5-star day. Don't forget to do some self-care, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!